honestly, people, I don't buy it. 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 I don't buy it at all. Now, I'm gonna be real here, and I've done my best to not make this a rant, but this is gonna be a rant a little bit, okay? This entire Raw was wash, rinse, and repeat, except for maybe a few segments that were quite original that I absolutely enjoyed. The matches themselves are always good, especially if it's between two vets. When we had Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan, I mean, not Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton versus Christian, it was gonna be a good match because Christian always puts on good matches, as well as Randy Orton. These two are vets. It's a given. Christian was a two-time World Heavyweight Champion, as well as Randy Orton, a multi champion, the current WWE champion. It's a given. It's going to be a great match. But the one thing that kind of got me is that I've pretty much seen this before with Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton when they were feuding, on how when Legacy was together, and Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, before Ted DiBiase left, actually bought Randy Orton a race car, and Kofi Kingston ended up destroying it just to get the feud going. We've seen this before. The only difference is it's not green paint. It's orange paint that has yes all over it. Sure, it's the Yescalade. We get it. It's cute. But we've seen this before. And not only that, the beginning, the intro. It's not that it was bad. It's just, I've seen this before, man. I mean, I'm sorry. The Shield ended up becoming when you actually had a purpose for them to be on WWE, all of a sudden they become corporate bodyguards. What is this? The corporate ministry 2.0? We've seen this before. I mean, come on, be original here. At least try. And it really does. Here's the one thing that really gets me about the entire show. Here's the WWE promoting to be a star, not a bully, and the entire storyline is based on bullying. But worse than that is corporate bullying. He actually got everybody out at the end of the show to watch Daniel Bryan get taken down. Can we say bullying? And not only that, nobody could speak. And here's the one thing that kind of got me. Why have an interviewer out in the crowd asking what you think about Daniel Bryan and what the situation that he's in, when you know the stipulation? Why have a reporter out there asking you what's going on when you can't talk? And you know what's going on. Seriously, people, the entire storyline that is happening right now is wash, rinse, and repeat. And it's kind of sad how lack of originality it is trying to get Daniel Bryan over as a face, even though he was already over as a face. And even though Randy Orton is a heel, fine, he's a heel. I'm happy to see that. And it's not a bad thing that he's a champion. But the biggest problem that I have is it don't fit. The storyline itself doesn't fit. I've already made a rant about that several times because whoever did it before, you know the whole thing. I already did it before. But it makes no sense to do like a thorough review on this because it's wash, rinse, and repeat. And some of the matches were they were pretty good. They're always good because when you have two vets together, they know each other's chemistry because they've been working with each other for years. So it's no point in talking about the vet matches. But there is one match that actually kind of did, I'm not going to say throw me for a loop, but I will say the Fandango and Miss Dango match was actually kind of funny. The tag team match that they had there with Cody and Miz versus Sandow and Fandango. I have to say that was a pretty good match. Pretty interesting. Pretty funny match, seeing how Fandango backed out. And then Fandango did his little wiggle. I don't even know what it is. But it was kind of funny how Rosa Mendez didn't get the idea that she was supposed to be on the face side and she was dancing to Fandango's music when you're supposed to be in shock or like, ha, we won. Instead, she was dancing to Fandango's music. I think she kind of forgot. I guess being behind the scenes for so long and finally getting like at least a good 5 minutes out there, you kind of forget where you are. So I'll kind of let that go. But honestly, here is my promo of the night. My promo of the night goes to AJ Lee. Finally, AJ is a heel champion. You go, girl. It's about freaking time that you are a heel champion. It makes me so happy to see her being a heel champion. I was so tired of her being that wart that you can't really burn off, but somehow it keeps growing back on the sides or on pretty much on the buttocks of every guy she has every dealings with. But now she's actually coming to her own and she's becoming a heel champion, which makes me happy because honestly, on the real, she kind of got a point. Because let's face it, if it wasn't for AJ Lee and her character's personality, the divas really wouldn't be as noticed as they are now. And this is probably something that I'm going to make it a separate video altogether as another discussion video. But I will say this. That was the best segment I've ever seen her do. Kudos to her. And another thing, actually seeing Del Rio's match versus RVD was kind of funny. And the reason why I say it is this, is because you come out there with Ricardo Rodriguez looking like Casual Friday with his giant RVD shirt and his suit pants. I actually thought that was pretty funny. But it's a given that RVD is going to win because he's going to actually go towards the World Heavyweight Championship. Please, RVD, win! Because Del Rio is boring. He's a boring champion. Please take that from him. Please. But regardless, it was an okay match. It was a pretty good match. A vet versus a... Well, I guess he's more of a vet now. But either or, it wasn't a bad match. But honestly, the segment of the night has to go to Bray Wyatt. It's always the Wyatt family for me. Because honestly, that guy probably has the best... Whoever writes his promos or his segments, whoever writes his script is like spot on. I'm not gonna lie. That was probably, I mean, he's the best psychotic heel I have ever seen. Hands down. Psychotic heel. Yeah. Like I really do love Bray Wyatt. I love the Wyatt family. But it would have been nice to find out what happened to Kane. Seriously, it really would have been nice to find out what happened to him and whether or not they're trying to brainwash him or something. Seeing him in the background, chained up and gagged, would actually be something. You know, I'm not saying I don't wish anything ill against Kane, but it would have been nice for the storyline to know exactly what was going on with them. Because lately, they really haven't done much of nothing to talk about Kane and what really happened to him. They just drug him off. It would be nice to know what really happened to him. For us to actually have a clue what's going on. But honestly, I have to go to the match of the night. Happens to be, and I really wouldn't believe I'd be saying this, Curtis Axel and CM Punk. That was a really good night. I mean, seriously, it was a really good match for a really good night. I'm not going to lie. It really was. Curtis Axel, I've always considered him the forgettable one because I think he's overhyped and overdone because of the fact of who his dad is. But I will say he still is, in my opinion. But I will say this. CM Punk really did put on a good match, as well as Paul Heyman showing the emotion after the match. I was like, how much Visine, or, I mean, seriously, what did you stick in your eyes to make your eyes so red? Did you really cry like that hard? I mean, seriously, dude, get some Visine. Like, after the match, you literally saw Paul Heyman with the reddest eyes I've ever seen him have. And he really did bring out the emotion after the match happened when they finally handcuffed him and literally beat him like it was nothing funny literally with a kendo stick. I mean, seriously, no joke. But honestly, Paul Heyman really did bring out the emotion. It really did hype up the feud going on to Night of Champions. So I'm not going to deny that. But honestly, guys, half of this Raw was wash, rinse, and repeat. Things that we have seen before as years passed. And I really wish that they had a lot more originality going into it. But I will say that some of the matches really did hype up feuds going on to Night of Champions. So it wasn't totally bad. But I still don't fare well with this whole storyline because right after you saw the AAA segment, they had the be a star, no bullying, and then after that you see Ryback bullying the reporter at the end of this at another segment. I'm like, that kind of contradicts exactly what you're promoting, you think? So that means you shouldn't show this commercial if you're bullying thing actually goes through to your storyline. Yeah, but honestly, guys, it really wasn't a bad Raw. It was half and half. But I really want to hear how you guys feel about Raw. Leave your comments in the comment section below or send a video response. I am curious to hear how you guys feel about Raw that has happened. This is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Bye.